So if you have a Gen 1 Tacoma that you're trying to do a coolant flush on, hopefully this is helpful for you. I know I was having a hard time finding the engine drain plug. If you look at the manual, that's going to be the picture that it shows you. It's kind of confusing. So it looks like it's right behind where the radiator fan is, but if we come down here, we can see where that actually is going to be. So you're going to want to open up the petcock at the bottom by your radiator. So that's going to be this thing where it's attached to your radiator. So that's this thing right here. It's a little knob you turn. So you loosen it and the coolant will flow. And don't worry, I know there's nothing catching that. That's distilled water. I've already flushed this a few times. The coolant is actually sitting in there. So don't call the EPA on me. Now with the drain plug on the engine, if we look in here, which this is just inside the wheel well, so you turn this tire all the way to the right, gives you better access. This right here is usually blocking the entrance to this. Mine's a little bit ripped. If you have yours intact, you'll have to remove these little clip things here. If we look back here, you can see the nipple is taking some of that water out right now, but above that is going to be a 14mm bolt. You want to take an extension on your ratchet and just connect that to that, loosen it a little bit, and then that will start to pour out. I have the skid plates removed on my truck. Not really necessary to do that. You can take some curved pliers to get to the petcock right here. But if you do decide you want to remove your skid plate as well, you can do that by removing 3 bolts up front. And so right here, we're just right by the license plate for reference. You remove those 3 bolts. You remove these 2 bolts. I just split them back so I wouldn't lose them. Those 2 bolts there. There's 2 bolts that are back here as well. So there's one right here, and then there's another one on the opposite side there, that guy right there. There's also 2 more that are on the skid plate itself that connect the small portion to the large portion. That's how you take off the skid plate. Not necessary for this, so long as you have some curved pliers to get to the petcock. But if you decide you do want to do that, now there you go. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully you guys don't spend hours trying to figure out where that is and looking on forums like I did, and now that problem is solved for you. Best of luck.